We're going to be lighting a lot of candles on Sunday. It's going to be October the 31st, which most of us think of as Halloween. But the next day is All Saints' Day in the church, a time to remember saints in our lives, people who have died since the last All Saints' Day, others who have meant something to us through the years, and also a time to remind ourselves that a saint is not necessarily a special person set apart. It's all of us who are set apart for the life of God's kingdom. So I hope you'll come. We'll light some candles. We'll do some remembering. And there's a connection between Halloween and All Saints' Day. If you take that word Halloween, extend it out, you get All Hallows Evening. It just got shortened to Halloween. And that's All Hallows Day was another name for All Saints' Day. Hey, at the end of this video, you will also see the short video that we used on Sunday morning. The Reverend Leigh Anne Taylor read for us a poem called Meditation on a Grapefruit by Craig Arnold. I wanted to tell you about the book that comes from. It's edited by Christian Wyman, called Joy, 100 Poems. And if you are interested in poetry, or if that strikes your fancy, I recommend that book as well, especially Wyman's introduction. But the main part of this update is an opportunity to hear from our music director, Kevin White. Kevin brings so many gifts to his role here as our music director, and I talked with him a little bit about how he got to First Church, about some of his thoughts on music, and about a recent conference that he attended in Nashville, and how that's influence of that is showing up in our worship these days. So I hope you enjoy that conversation with Kevin. The poem is at the end, and I hope to see you Sunday. Our worship service in person is at 10 a.m., and then we're, of course, online at the live stream, and then later in the week on our YouTube channel. God bless.
I moved to Charlottesville in 1983, and I still remember the day walking down the sidewalk and seeing the Methodist Church and just noticing it there. And it wasn't for another 15 years that I actually stepped foot in the building, and I think it was a First Night Virginia, probably in the late mid-90s. And then the next time I was in the building was Magnify, which would have been in the maybe 2015, something about that, yeah. My guiding principle is just trying to get to the idea of worshiping God, on understanding demographics and what takes them there. And music, as we all know, has got all these different styles. I mean, if in non-sacred, secular music, for example, you could be talking about classical, and then you're talking about all types of classical, or jazz, or rock, or contemporary. So it's rap, country, it goes on and on and on and on. There's so many different styles. You're talking styles. I believe that a given person can enjoy many different styles. I know I do. I can listen to Bach, and then I can listen to jazz, and then I can listen to rock, all in the same day, and still be moved by the power of music. So my guiding principle is that one style of music isn't all there is for a person. Same way food. I just don't want to eat the same thing every day. I like to consume different things. We have appetites for music. So you have to believe in that. I think the guiding principle, though, is whatever you do musically, you try to do it to the highest degree of ability possible. You know, if you believe in that, it's okay. It'll work out. The church sent me down to Nashville for a few days, and I attended a conference that was hosted by Keith Getty and Kristen Getty. They're one of many contemporary Christian musicians. You've heard of Lauren Daigle and Amy Grant. There's a whole bunch of them out there. It's a whole world in itself, and there's very talented musicians. Nashville is loaded with talented musicians. So I was surrounded by thousands of people, unbelievable quality music, going to lectures and workshops, and kind of distilled it down to three words. When you're looking at the music: what, how, and why. And how, or the what songs are you going to sing? Okay. How are you going to do it? How are you going to perform it? Now that speaks to style. What style? And then finally, a really good question, why are you doing that song? And it's made me rethink about assumptions we make when we choose music. We might say, oh, we all love to sing, well, All Saints' Day is coming, and you might say, well, we've got to do an All Saints song. Or you might say, Advent's coming, we must do an Advent song. Well, yeah, I guess so. But it's okay to challenge yourself and rethink about things. And I think this conference really helped me refresh myself and think about new ways of looking at things and answer the question of what are you doing, how are you doing it, and why are you doing it? And there's no answer really, but it's good food for thought. So one of the thoughts from this Nashville conference, and I've come to really believe it, is that one of the purposes of music, and I challenge all of you to think about this, when you're not in church and you are in a moment in life that you feel close to God, what song do you have on your heart, on your lips? And then further, do you know the words? And I say that because how beautiful it would be to actually, in a private moment, be able to sing the words to, let's take How Great Thou Art, and actually know the whole verse. And you only learn stuff by repetition. And I do think there's a body of music, a very small subset. I could challenge and say even up to 10 songs, that if that's all you knew, what a gift that would be, versus half knowing 200 songs. So I'm working with that idea. And so repetition sometimes in worship might happen for purpose, and one is to actually learn the song. And if you trust me, I think you'll agree that knowing the words to Amazing Grace all the way through is a good thing.
To wake when all is possible before the agitations of the day have gripped you. To come to the kitchen and peel a little basketball for breakfast. To tear the husk like cotton padding. A cloud of oil misting out of its pinprick pores, clean and sharp as pepper. To ease each pale pink section out of its case so carefully, without breaking a single pearly cell. To slide each piece into a cold blue china bowl, the juice pooling until the whole fruit is divided from its skin. And only then to eat. So sweet. A discipline precisely pointless. A devout involvement of hands and senses. A pause. A little emptiness. Each year, harder to live within. Each year, harder to live without.